Hey everybody, ThrewRedButter here, back again with another beer review coming at you today with another review of a beer from Rogue Ales out of, well, used to be out of Newport, Oregon. If you haven't heard, Rogue is no more. Rogue Ales, suddenly and without warning, a few weeks ago, ceased production, completely shut down. Turns out not paying your taxes is kind of a bad thing they kind of come after you for. Bankruptcy declared. No word on the future of Rogue Ales in any form, but just decades worth of really good craft brews wiped out overnight. So naturally, I wanted to, go to the store and try and snatch up some Rogue beer before they flew off the shelf. And, obviously people got the same idea ahead of me because it's weird because a few weeks ago when I went to the store, the Rogue stuff was on the shelf in pretty good numbers. Then last Friday, for Black Friday, when I went to the store to get other stuff, I'm like, I'll pass by with the Rogue stuff, see if it's there. Almost completely gone. I haven't checked. I'm not sure if people are being assholes and trying to sell it for absurd amounts on the secondary market, but don't be dicks. But if it's still around on your shelf, get it now, because as far as I know, it ain't coming back. So, what better way to, try and keep the memory alive than to review some Rogue beers over the next few days or so. Coming at you with a West-Coast IPA, 7%, 7.0 even, alcohol by volume. It's the Rogue Dead Guy IPA. Look at that. And we got story time. West Coast style IPA. Bold hop aroma with citrus and pine. Robust bitterness balanced by a light malt sweetness. Crisp finish with lingering tropical fruit notes. Why not? When I first got into beer, whoa! We'll keep that in. Why not? Keep that in. Anything goes. Where was I? So, when I first got into beer, craft beer, seriously, Rogue was a staple. Shakespeare Stout, Yellow Snow, IPA, the chocolate stout was really something else back then. That was really innovative for really just tasting like chocolate. Not just, chocolate malt, but actually being flavorful and chocolatey. I know also they did a double chocolate version of that, but yeah, Rogue Ales, a brewery I got into early when I first started getting into beer, so it is what it is. And I previously reviewed on this channel the Pumpkin Patch Ale, so that's as far as my Rogue review history goes on this iteration of the channel. But anyway, the appearance on the Dead Guy IPA. What do you guys think? It's a good looking orange color, not quite brilliant orange. What would we say? Light orange in color, yeah. Less than half a finger of white head. There's a bit more dense coming out of the can, blowing a load into my face when I pop the top, but, can't have everything. Let's get an aroma on Dead Guy IPA. Yeah, the West Coast influence I'm getting here is like big astringency. With like garlic and oniony kind of aroma. Sweet maltiness. Very subtle, subdued, like sweet candied orange. So, it smells pretty good. Yeah, so let's get a taste on the Dead Guy IPA for not much longer. Cheers. Yeah, not as astringent and not as overly malt forward on the taste. It actually pulls back a little bit. I'm getting more of that citrus and pine mentioned on the can. So not a completely different beast on the taste, but it's definitely letting other characteristics come forward as opposed to what was on the aroma. Yeah, a lot of orange, that sweet candied orange, like I said. Orange zest. But yeah, really. Ooh, that was really not on the aroma. That's really good here. Still has those sweet malts, that good malt background. A little bit of astringency. It was much bigger on the nose. I'm surprised at how it took a step back on the taste, but definitely there on the back swig. Along with those garlic onion notes. A really well-balanced West Coast IPA. Good stuff. A lot of orange in that one. Wow. Really good. Mouthfeel is nice and full. 7%. Like, if you're used to the murky haze boys of the East Coast, may not feel like, a 7% of one of those beers, but 7% West Coast IPA, spot on, all the way. No alcohol, very easy to drink. The nose was kind of giving me the impression that I wasn't sure how this was going to go down, how it was going to be on the palate. Excuse me. Lots of carbonation, too. Yeah, very easy drinking. I will say right now, after taking a few sips and talking, coming up a bit dry. Not a desert in my mouth, but got to mention it as this is going on. I'm noticing a lingering dryness and just an overall, once you let it settle on your tongue, pretty dry beer, but still, when it's still a very approachable and refreshing 7% West Coast IPA. So, as for our final score, final verdict, final rating on the Rogue Dead Guy IPA, 7% West Coast IPA. Very flavorful and well-balanced. Hits those hallmark West Coast characteristics, especially with a ton of astringency on the nose, but then letting the citrus shine on the taste. So, yeah, can't really ask for anything else. So, I'm going to go Dead Guy IPA. It's not going to reach the elite levels, but like 7.7 out of 10. Really good stuff. Unfortunately, no more. 7.7 out of 10. Rogue Dead Guy IPA. That's going to do it for me through Red Butter. Till next time. Cheers, everybody.